Hi friends, welcome to another video lecture of this present module. Now we shall go for looking into the concept of the rank of a matrix, also called the matrix rank. So without much ado, we shall state this important statement that the matrix A, may it be rectangular or may it be square, is having a rank denoted as R if there is at least one minor of order R which is not equal to 0, and every minor of order R plus 1 if exists should be equal to 0. That is, the rank of a matrix A is the maximum order of its non-vanishing minors. It is denoted by rho of A equal to R. This you would have studied in engineering maths 1. Now suppose if capital A is a 4 cross 4 matrix having the elements A11, A12, A13, A14, A21, A22, A23, A24, A31, A32, A33, A34, then A41, A42, A43 and A44. Then the minor of A11 is A22, A23, A24, A32, A33, A34, A42, A43 and A44. That is, A11 means delete the first row and the first column. The matrix or the determinant that is obtained by deleting the first row and the first column with respect to 1, 1, it would be the corresponding minor of it. So that's how this has been obtained. Okay. So the minor of an element Aij is the determinant in which the ith row and the jth columns are deleted. So in case of a rectangular matrix wherein the number of rows and the number of columns are not same, that is m cross n of dimension, and if m is greater than n, then the rank of matrix is rho of A less than or equal to n. So we have the statement rank of a matrix is less than or equal to the minimum value of m and n. Rank of a matrix is less than or equal to the minimum value of small m and small n. Then what about the row reduced form? So if capital A is a matrix, it's a rectangular matrix which is written as A is equal to A11, A12, A1n, A21, A22, etc. up till A2n. Then continuing this process, AM1, AM2, etc. up till AMN. Please note it's a rectangular matrix, M cross N. So here A consists of m rows and n columns and are denoted as R1, R2, etc. up till Rm. Columns are denoted as C1, C2, C3, etc. up till Cn respectively. So if two rows Ri and Rj are interchanged, it is denoted as Rij. So if each element Rj is multiplied by a non-zero scalar k, then it is denoted as Krj, k into Rj, where k is not equal to 0. That's the meaning of this non-zero scalar. It is a constant. It can be a positive integer, negative integer, or a positive and real, positive and negative fraction also, or decimal number also. Now, if each element of Ri is added to the corresponding element of Krj, then it is denoted by Ri plus Krj. So these three transformations that we have outlined here are referred to as the elementary transformations. So after applying these elementary transformations on A, we get a new matrix for B. So this matrix B is called as the row reduced form of matrix A. Row reduced form of matrix A. Elementary transformations of a matrix do not alter the rank or order of a matrix. That's a very, very important point to be remembered and considered also. Elementary transformations of a matrix do not alter the rank and order of a matrix. Now we shall consider a 3 cross 4 matrix, capital A, which is given as 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 2, 9, 1, 4, 6, 1, 5. So these are the elements of the 3 cross 4 matrix. So how many elements are there in a 3 cross 4 matrix? 3 into 4 equal to 12. So 12 elements are there. Now let me apply the operation R2 minus 3R1, R3 minus 4R1. So it would be 3 minus 4 into 1. So I get 0. After applying R2 minus 3R1 and R3 minus 4R1, you can do this using manually or using your calculator also. So the first row is going to be kept intact, whereas the second and the third rows elements are going to get changed after the application of this elementary row transformations. R2 minus 3R1 and R3 minus 4R1. So I get 0, minus 7, minus 6, minus 5, 0, minus 6, minus 19, minus 3. Now multiply R2 by minus 1, multiply R3 by minus 1. So 0 into minus 1 is 0 itself. So all the second row elements will become positive now, because minus into minus is plus. All the third row elements also will become positive, because minus into minus is plus. These are evident by the operation of this elementary transformations. Now perform R2 minus R3. So the contents of R2 are going to be the contents of R2 are subtracted by the operation R2 minus R3. So I get 0 minus 0, 0, 7 minus, okay. So perform the corresponding 7 minus 6, 1, 6 minus 19, I get minus 13, 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. First and the third row elements are kept as it is. 1, 3, 5, 2 is as it is, 0, 6, 93 is as it is. Only the second row elements are what that have been changed by the application of the transformation R2 minus R3. Now finally, apply the operation R3 minus 6R2. R3 is equal to R3 minus 6R2. So again, the first and the second row elements of this would be remaining as it is, whereas the contents of the third row, that is R3, are definitely going to change. They are going to be impacted by the application of this operation R3 minus 6R2. So I get 1352, 0, 1 minus 13, 2, then 0, 0, 97 minus 9. Now this is equal to B. Now matrix B is the row reduced form of the matrix A, and this is also called as the echelon form, ECHELON, echelon form. And the rank of matrix A is the same as that of the rank of the matrix B. So here row of B is equal to row of A, which is equal to 3, because there exists at least one minor of order 3. Say if I take the determinant of this 13501 minus 13 0019, that the value of this determinant is equal to 97, because this forms a triangular matrix. It forms a upper triangular matrix. So the upper triangular matrix and it has the determinant, and it's the value of the determinant of upper triangular matrix is equal to the product of the corresponding principal diagonal elements. So it is equal to 1 into 1 into 19, which is equal to 97. Or if you use the expansion formula also, I get the same. So it's the value, it is having at least one minor of order 3, whose value is equal to 97 in this present case, which is not equal to 0. So that's why minor of order 4 does not exist. So it depends upon the order of the minor. So this order is now the order of the minor, which does not make it to get disappeared. If it gets disappeared, if the minor, if the determinant of the minor is equal to 0, but fortunately it is non-zero. The order of the minor is equal to 3, whose determinant is equal to 97. So the order of the minor, which makes the determinant not to vanish, is going to be the rank of the matrix. So the order of the minor is 3. So that's why the rank of the matrix is going to be 3. This we have studied in our engineering mathematics 1, right? So same criteria I am using here also. Now going to another very, very important concept, the linear combination concept. Okay, now let V be a vector space over a field F, and let small v1, v2, etc. till vn belong to V, capital V I mean. So any vector of the form a1 v1 plus a2 v2 plus an vn, etc. till an vn in capital V, where ai belongs to capital F, is called a linear combination of v1, v2, etc. till vn. Very, very important definition. Now linear independence. Linear dependence we shall talk about. Let V be a vector space over the field F, then the vector small v1, v2, etc. till vn are said to be linearly dependent over F if there exists scalars such that a1, a2, etc. till an belongs to F, not all 0, but linear combination is equal to 0. That is a1 v1 plus a2 v2 plus etc. till an vn is equal to 0. But all ai not equal to 0, where I belongs to capital N. Now talking about linear independence. Let again V be a capital V be a vector space over the field capital F. the vectors v1, v2, etc. up till vn are said to be linearly independent over f if there exist scalars a1, a2, etc. up till an belonging to f such that a1 v1 plus a2 v2 plus etc. up till an vn is equal to 0, which implies that all a is equal to 0 where I belongs to n. So if this condition is satisfied, then we say that the vectors v1, v2, etc. up till vn are all independent, linearly independent. Sorry. Next, we should define what do you mean by the linear span. What do you mean by the linear span? So let S be a subset from the of the vector space V over the field F. Then the set of all linear combinations of vectors in S is called a linear span of S and is denoted by capital L of S. So if L is equal to psi, then L of S is equal to 0. So the set of all linear possible combinations of vectors in S is called a linear span of S. The set of all linear possible combinations of vectors in S, capital S, is called a linear span of S and is denoted by capital L of S. Please note that S is a subset of V over the field F. Suppose if S is equal to a null set, then there is no possible linear combination. Then the number of linear possible combinations that is possible is equal to 0 if S is equal to 5, because probability of 5 is equal to 0. Now, bases are base of vector space V, very, very important concept. So let capital V be a vector space over the field capital F. The set of vectors v1, v2, etc. up till vn is called a basis of V if v1, v2, etc. up till vn are linearly independent and v1, v2, etc. up till vn span V. That is, each vector of V can be uniquely expressed as linear combinations of v1, v2, etc. up till vn. So if these two conditions are satisfied, then I call that it is a basis of vector space V. Very, very important concept. Next, dimension of a vector V. Number of elements in a basis of vector space V is called the dimension of V and is denoted by dim of V. The number of elements in a basis of vector space V. Vector space ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ V ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. The number of elements in a basis of vector space V is called the dimension of V and is denoted as dim of V. Sorry. If V contains a basis with n elements, then dimension of V is equal to n. Suppose if V contains a basis with say 10 elements, then dimension of V or dim V is equal to 10. If there are 5 elements in V, then the dim of V or dimension of V is equal to 5. And two important notes we must remember. The vector space 0 is defined to have dimension 0 since empty set phi is independent and generates a 0. So dimension of 0 is equal to number of elements in phi, which is equal to 0 because there is no elements in phi and probability of phi is equal to 0. And when a vector space is not of finite dimension, then it is said to be of infinite dimension. When a vector space is not of finite dimension, it is said to be of infinite dimension. Okay, with this I shall end up this video. We shall solve few problems based upon these concepts in the next video. Thank you.